to Real Women, Real Issues. I'm Sherilyn Ketchup, and I am so delighted that you've decided to join us this evening. Here on Real Women, Real Issues, our desire is to motivate, educate, and uplift women. And it's not just women. We also want to educate those men out there so that you'll know how to motivate and uplift your woman. And so that all of us can focus on those issues that we face on a daily basis. The everyday individual can tune in to Real Women, Real Issues, and we all can learn something. We can all walk away empowered after watching the show. Today I have with me to help educate and motivate all of you out there, I have Josette Rutland Burris sitting right here. And then I also have Adrienne Cuther. Good evening, ladies. How are you?
Fine. How are you today?
I am great. I'm great.
You look great.
I am great. I'm happy. I'm always happy, though. That's usually how I am. How are you?
I'm great.
Okay, we go
No,
great.
listen, let me tell you, there is so much going on in the world until sometimes it seems to me it's overwhelming, you know, with so many different issues. And you look at the newspapers, you listen to the news, you're reading articles, and sometimes it's crazy. I read an article online today about a 2-year-old who smokes approximately 40 cigarettes a day.
A day?
A day.
Their parents should be arrested. That's child abuse.
But you know, I'm very familiar with what you're talking about.
Cigarettes is a drug.
But that's in Indonesia.
But you know what we're failing to realize is that's part of the culture. I mean, there are so many young people that are young like that have tried
2 years old.
Yes, they said
Can't say potty.
He might can say potty. You don't know if that little boy can talk.
How to go.
But see, that's one of the things that they allude to in the article is that their culture is very accepting of cigarette smoking. So whereas it's a big situation here in our country, it's not a big situation over there.
Right. According to the information, 25% of households with children from ages 3 to 15, they've actually tried smoking. And out of that percentage, only 3.2 of them are actually active smokers. But to me, that's a large percentage of children from ages 3 to 15. I mean,
huge
that's out of control.
Huge
but,
percentage.
Know, my question is, you know, what is accepted? So that's something, that's a parent issue. That's a parenting issue.
Well, it says 80% of adult smokers started smoking before the age of 18 in the United States.
But that's in the United States. But in Indonesia, it goes all the way back to those preschool years and those elementary school years.
But the overall point is, okay, you have in America, you have young people that prior to the age of 18 are smoking 80%.
80%, that's high.
That's high. That's almost like 100% of the population.
That's like what, 2 out of every 100?
I don't know. I don't know. I'm not a mathematician. I'm a language arts teacher.
No.
But you're right. The part that got me about it, though, in the article, the mother said she can't stop him from doing it. She said she took his cigarettes away from him, and he threw such a tantrum that he injured himself.
But you know, that's an issue that, you know, we really need to address because, you know, I just have the question, who's running your house? And I'm asking all of you that are out there watching, who's running your house? You can't tell me.
We can go deeper than that. You know, you're talking Indonesia. I'm bringing it back home to our land. You know, look at the girls who killed their mother.
Oh.
You know, look at kids telling their parents in America what to do, how to do, and when to do. And what does the parents do? And they work. And they going, well, here.
That's why we're asking the question.
Who's running your house?
Who's running your house?
Who's running your house? You know, and when I started really looking into the topic, you know, parent abuse, we don't really hear a whole lot about that, but that is very, very real. Just like spousal abuse, sexual abuse, child abuse, you have parent abuse where kids are out of control and they are really, really mistreating parents. And a lot of the cases, involve mothers.
Would you say single parent homes?
Single
I wouldn't say necessarily
No,
single
because
Just
parents.
this is
even with the
together,
father
right.
there.
You know, and I can only speak from my personal experience because you know that I have 5 children.
Do they
And
run your house?
no, they don't run my house now. We're going to keep that in line. No.
So what do you do? 5 children, that's a lot.
Okay.
How do you keep control with 5 children? And you have a husband, which means that sometimes, you know, kids will try to pit
They do.
parents against one
And
another.
they know the difference between the two. My husband's tone of voice and his demeanor is very aggressive. So the way that they relate to me is totally different from the way that they relate to him. The things that they'll say to me, they would never say it to him. And if they slipped up, they're going to run. But, you know, I'm going to say this. I'm
They'll
going to say
run.
this. You asked me the question, how do I keep it under control? And I just remind them frequently that their mother is not stable.
I did that too.
That I'm
Wait a
crazy.
minute, wait a
I do. I
minute.
tell
No,
them, I
you
say,
don't.
you know your mama is not stable. I advise you to move quickly.
You do the same thing?
You know
You
I
did the same
I
thing.
still do. Did you tell them that your mama crazy?
You
See, I'm straight to the point. Did you tell them that I'm crazy?
No, I
You
tell.
know.
They don't have to tell anybody as long as you know that I am not stable.
And when they would have their friends over to the house, they would already give the rundown. Don't do this in front of my mama. Now, with my daddy, you can laugh with him, but my mama, she's serious.
Well, now I was watching this television show, this sitcom the other day, and the scenario is that the young man stole something. So the father and the mother were discussing, well, how are we going to address this? So the mother said, well, you know, we are not going to do things the way your father did them. There will be no belts. There will be no hitting. There is no corporal punishment in this house. So what they did was they both agreed, kind of disagreed to agree, that there would not be any corporal punishment. What they did is they took the young man back to the store where he stole something and had him to admit it to the owner of the store that he had stolen something. The irony of it is, though, that the owner immediately turned around and rewarded him for coming back to the scene of the crime and admitting that he, you know, had done wrong. What do you think about that? Now, the parents had an issue right there because the dad was like, oh, no, no. And the mother was like, but he's sorry.
But, you know, that's the portrayal of us as being the softer ones. And I think that there should be a balance in the home where you have one that's strong and then you have one that's has that, you know, you can't have both people just being forceful, but I do have a problem with that because there should be no reward. You know, I think I like the little emails that we used to get where the mother made the little boy stand out on the corner with a sign, and I can't recall what the sign said, but it alluded to something, you know, for instance, that, you know, I stole something from the corner store. He had to stand out on the street with a sign to let people know what he had done wrong. And I think that if we go back to those principles where
I'm like Medea, have them come in. I got so much stuff to do. Have them come to my house. I find something. You want to come to my house?
But
and
y'all are
steal
still
something?
missing it. You could be missing
No
it.
reward.
Wait. The thing is, he was not rewarding the theft.
he was rewarding the honesty, but he was
Honesty, but
Right.
still.
But still, he didn't go back and do that willingly.
That's saying, oh, I got away with it. So if I do it again and I just come back and say I'm sorry,
It'd be okay.
It'll be okay.
I
and
could
I'll
rob
get
a bank
reward.
So
and go
that's-
to the bank.
I can admit
That was
and
the dad.
say, yeah.
That was
I
the dad's point. That was the
did.
dad's point. The dad was saying that.
The
you
other
know.
part of that is that child did not willingly go back and admit to doing something wrong. That was part of the punishment, and he was forced to do that. So he should not have been rewarded because he didn't jump up and say, hey, I'm a
Yeah,
thief.
he learned something.
Yeah.
He learned I can steal, but as long as I tell the truth, I'm gonna get a reward.
So
I mean, well, how do you feel about it? You asking us what you think?
I don't think he should have been rewarded.
Okay.
I really don't think he
Alright.
should have been rewarded. That just, to me, that just blew the whole situation just
It
right
did.
out
And
the
can
water.
you imagine?
No
I'm
lesson was
sitting
learned.
here thinking, can you imagine